I think it was 2 Chains that said one time, "Goddamn, I love them strippers." Anora. This is the latest film written and directed by Sean Baker. It is starring Mickey Madison or Mikey Madison and a bunch of Russian people. This movie had a lot of hype coming in. It won the Palme d'Or. There's, you know what I'm saying? There's the Oscar and then there's the Palme d'Or. Those two awards are practically on the same level when it comes to acknowledging you as a filmmaker. But I did connect with this movie a lot. It's really good, actually. Fantastic, some may say. This is a story about Annie. She's a stripper. While she's on one night stripping, she run into a Russian oligarch. They go on a week love bender or with each other, partying, drugs, partying, more drugs. Towards the end of their weekly love session, Yvonne, I think it's Ivana, asks Annie and her hands in marriage. So this way he can become an American citizen. But their marriage has disgraced their family. So now they're on a mission to get annulled before Yvonne's family come. What I like about this movie is that it is a funny movie. It's mostly I think someone put it as a screwball comedy. It's mostly a screwball comedy, but it's filmed in the way of like a Safdie film. Very tight close-ups, handheld camera movements. Film is very grainy. It presents itself almost claustrophobic, and it feels as well intense, but it's really just a lot of it is here just to make you laugh. Especially Annie getting wrapped up in this Russian powerful guy kid for this Russian powerful family. You don't know how dangerous they are. Some people are like, "Oh no, they're gonna kill us." Some people are like, "They're just, bad things are gonna happen." And it's just like, it's will this movie end with Annie being shot in the back of the head? I don't know. This whole time I'm scared for her, but I'm laughing at this whole situation because this whole situation is funny. But at the same time, I'm kind of scared because of the filmmaking and people talking about how dangerous and how powerful this rich Russian family is. It does a great job of putting you in here and feeling a sense of dread, yet laughing the entire time. I think Sean Baker does an amazing job here directing and writing. I loved it. Practically every scene where people have to talk to each other, where people have to get to know each other, where people have to, have these little play off of each other comedically. Oh my God, this movie is just funny, man. It's hilarious, especially once after the marriage happens and the Russian family finds out and they're sending people out to go get this whole marriage annulled. It's funny. I can see somebody watching this and getting a little bit bored. Personally, I wasn't. I was really into it. But I can see somebody getting bored by this whole thing of we're not really doing much. You're just putting these characters in like different places and in situations, and it's just a lot of yelling and people talking over each other. It feels a lot human. Sometimes to me, the movie doesn't even feel like they had license for things. It doesn't feel like there's extras here. There's a scene where they're in Vegas and they're just going around, celebrating after their marriage, and it just seems like Sean Baker and the two actors just went out into the middle of Vegas and just started shooting them, just acting happy, and it feels very authentic and real. It feels like that at a lot of places, whether it's at a Russian grill restaurant. It feels real. The background characters, the movie has this real sense of authenticity. The music here is extremely weird at times. It's this weird 2000s, 10s, popish, DJ-ish. It's very upbeat and talking about this is the night of our lives, night of our lives. And you're just like, what the hell? Sometimes they get pumped in. A lot of the booty shaking music that they use, it's to set the mood for booty shaking, but at the same time, It's not very good booty shaking music. I feel like they could have used a little bit more 2 Chainz, some real booty shaking stripper music. A lot of this felt like Sean Baker hired somebody to make booty shaking stripper music. I don't know what Sean Baker's into. Sean Baker could know all about the booty shaking, about the booty shaking music. It feels like that white girl vocal fry pussy rap music, which I'm just not a fan of. But one white girl I am a huge fan of is Mickey Madison. I think it's Mikey Madison. I'm a big fan of her. She's very great in most things she's in, and she keeps it going here. She's fantastic here as Annie, as slash Anora, and she really does put herself into this role being a stripper. She listen. She says if she's gonna play a stripper, she's a stripper. Okay, so yeah, if you're like someone out there that really has a Mikey Madison like crush, and you like, yo, this is my perfect girl. Let me just tell you something. This is gonna be your perfect movie as well, okay? Cause she really embodies the stripper. There's a interview of her talking about her twerkingness, and I'm not gonna lie. I was like, you know what? She did a pretty good job. I can't lie to you. Now, it wasn't the greatest twerk job I've ever seen in my life. Personally, I've seen a lot of twerking, but she did a pretty good job. She pretty much got the job down, and I was like, you know what? The fact that you got your twerking at least to be this realistic and feeling like you've been doing this for a while, you know what? That I feel that scene where she has to showcase her twerkiness, she deserved an Oscar for. She deserved Best Actress because she really sold. Because I don't feel like Mikey Madison, before she got this role, could at least even twerk that well. So the fact that she really embraced this role and she put it all out there like that, I really respect. Shout out Mikey Madison. I hope you get this Oscar out here. You will deserve it. The guy who plays Yavanna, Vani, again, Russian names. I told you guys we was gonna have problems here. Mark Edelstern, I think that's the one. He's great. He's fantastic here. This crazy. He's always laughing, always looking like he's just high off every drug in the world and just going full on out since, he has this crazy family that he has to keep up with. I think he's great here. Do I think he's Oscar? I don't know. I need you to see him in an interview and see how different from him and Yvonne was. I'm pretty sure it's pretty different, but I just need to see just a little bit different because Yvonne at first was a little bit annoying, but as you get to watch him and he just keeps going, he becomes more and more endearing, and the things that you found cringy about him becomes just more and more funny and insane. And I really believed he was, high when he was high, and I really believed him when he was doing these things. And yeah, he does a pretty good job. Toros, what's the dude's name who plays Toros? Karen Karogalin as Toros, also great, fantastic. I loved him. This guy who was here to watch over Yvonne, and just he's a grown man, he's an adult, so he goes, I think this guy got it. He can handle it while I do some other businesses, and he ends up disgracing the family and marrying a stripper, and his life is on the line, so he has this sense of intensity. Maybe that's really why you have this sense of intensity while you're watching it, because you're just like, damn, Toros, you're gonna get shot. It's you that's gonna end up getting killed. Toros is done for. So yeah, man, this is just a cast full of great actors that give great performances, full of great comedic moments, and is directed flawlessly. Personally, for me, and I like this. This is how you make comedies now. Make your comedies look like an actual movie and not something that someone can make on TikTok. No one can make an Anora on TikTok. No one can make an Anora on YouTube. To get an Anora made, you have to be able to know the inner workings of filmmaking. And you can tell Sean Baker does, and he always has, and he always have. And you know, Sean Baker and the Safdie brothers always do share like this weird filmmaking style about them, especially in their earlier films where they have a lot of handheld. It looks like they like to bring actors into like the real world. While they're directing, it seems like a lot of times they don't. It seems like they like hire like an actor or two, and then they like surround them with just the common people of that city to really bring the authenticity around them. And yeah, and you still feel that here in this movie, and I loved it. If I were to give Anora a rating, I'm giving this bad bitch 9 out of 10. I had a great time with it. You guys should watch it. It's fantastic. But hey, that's just my opinion. If you disagree, why don't you go ahead and subscribe? You know, I say a lot of opinions here, so eventually I will say something that we like vibe on. We be twinning on. You know how it is, twin. And that's why you subscribe, because you're gonna eventually come around a review of mine or something of mine here on this channel, and you're like, oh, this guy gets it. But if you thought I got it this time, and you just like, I like this, I think I agree. Well, go ahead and like the video, because you probably already subscribed anyway. So why don't you go ahead and like that video? And if you're like, yo, this guy, fantastic. I can feel the aura from him through the phone, through the TV, through the screen, wherever I'm watching this on. This guy's amazing. Why don't you like and subscribe? Keep coming back in here. Feel this orb, baby. Get all of it. With all that being said, I always say good and bye.